It wasn't the outcome they wanted, but EU leaders are still presenting it as a win.
We committed and we delivered. Today we approved a decision to provide 90 billion euros to Ukraine for the next 2 years.
They'd hoped to use frozen Russian state assets, but after marathon talks lasting 17 hours at a summit in Brussels, it became clear there was no consensus.
Of course, as everybody knows, there are different opinions, different positions, namely on Ukraine. But what is important, and in spite of this diversity of positions, we reach to take the decisions when we need to take the decisions.
Instead, EU countries will borrow jointly against the bloc's budget. The money will then be loaned to Ukraine. But not everyone is on board. Hungary, Slovakia and the Czech Republic have opted out.
Because I would not like to see a European Union which is in war. To give money means war.
Under the agreement, Ukraine would only begin repaying the loans if and when Russia pays reparations at the end of the war. For Kiev, the priority is simple: keeping the state running. With government finances expected to run dry by spring next year, the funding will come as a relief.
We can have long discussions, but every day something hits something flies over somewhere, and these things must be shut down. So either our partners give us licenses or missiles, or they help us with money, and then we procure it on our own. There is no other way.
European leaders say the agreement sends a clear signal to Moscow, but many had argued using Russian assets would have been a stronger one, a message of accountability and a deterrent against future aggression. But in the end, the perceived risks of that were just too great. Particularly for Belgium, where most of the frozen Russian assets are held.
I think Europe has won, and financial stability has certainly won. We avoided chaos, we avoided division. Europe stayed united, and unity today means that Europe remains relevant at the geopolitical table.
If Russia doesn't pay, those assets could still come back into play. A bittersweet end to the year for European leaders. The funds are expected to begin arriving in January, but as diplomatic efforts continue, will the right message arrive with the money? Victoria Innes, TRT World, Brussels.